Hi everybody. So we're back to garden year 3. Thank you so much for tuning in. Behind me here we have this cantaloupe bed, and I wanted to show you guys that we already have some cantaloupes sprouting. So right there is a sprouting cantaloupe, and right here, and right here, and over here there's another one. There's several in this garden bed. You can see, I don't know, you probably won't be able to see them from a distance, but let me count them for you, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it looks like a 9th one coming up right now. 9 cantaloupe sprouts since I planted that about a week ago now, okay? Which is awesome. I'm psyched about that. What I'm not psyched about is this garden bed behind me here that has no sprouts. And this is where I had put the carrots and sage and chives. So I'm going to give them kind of the yummy concoction that I gave the cantaloupes the other day. I gave them the compost smoothie that had the Brussels sprouts and the banana peels and the eggshells. And so I made another compost smoothie today, and I did it almost the same way as the other one, but I didn't have any banana peels, so I used apples instead. I cut the apple up and put it in there, core and all, and mixed it all in there with that. Not by hand, of course, but we have, like, you know, a mixer. And so here, I'll go ahead and show you that. It's behind me here, so I'm gonna walk us over there a little bit closer and explain to you how I did that. All right, so this right here is just one of those smoothie maker machines, right? And of course it has a top on it, and then you take it, you turn it upside down, and you push the button, or sorry, in this one you hold it down and it churns up all your business that you put inside of it. So if you're familiar with those, using them for yourself, you could also use them to make a compost smoothie for your garden. Now there's 3 of these. 3 of these are in here. So I made 3 batches of that compost smoothie. It took me 3 of these to get through all the Brussels sprouts. Yes, there was a day last week when I was really gung-ho about Brussels sprouts, but then we didn't eat them. Sorry, not last week, a couple weeks ago. I was gung-ho about Brussels sprouts, but then we ended up not eating them all. So they're great though for this smoothie. So there's 3 of these in here, plus I added a little bit of water to this to kind of thin it out, because I feel like I need to cover more ground this time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this compost smoothie a quick stir just with one of my sticks out here, and then I'm going to take it over to the carrot bed, and I'm going to also share some with the lettuce and the beets that I just planted, and hopefully I also have enough back there for the watermelons. Some good news is that we had some mega rain last night, so I don't necessarily think I need to add any more water to this garden. You may remember I've been using the hose hooked up. The hose is not hooked up there now, but that's where I hooked the hose up over there where the mister is, to water these 2 beds over here, and this bed, not this bed, sorry, that bed's good. These 2 beds over here and the watermelon patch, because they don't yet have water to them. Hopefully very soon, within the next couple of days, I can come out here and get my sprinkler system set the way it needs to be, so that these are all being watered automatically as they should be. So I'll go off for a second here and then come back when it's time for me to show you, how I put the smoothie in these 3 beds here. Hi. Okay, so I have my stick. My compost smoothie is back there. I'm going to go stir it real quick, and then for these, because I really don't have a lot of extra soil conditioner dirt, what I'm going to do, because I know where these seeds are planted, I have some markers back here for where the carrots are planted. This is where the sage is planted. So I'm not going to run my stick across where the actual carrots or sage are planted, but I am going to run my stick between those rows, and then I'm going to pour my smoothie into that and then cover it back up with the dirt that is already here. All right, so I'm going to actually dig that first and then stir. So I'm digging, I have these markers over here, and I'm digging between the markers, because the markers show me where the seeds were planted. just stirring up the dirt here. Not stirring it, but just plowing, I guess you would say. The dirt here. Went over some of the sage areas, sorry sage. And over here. I don't see any growth in here as I'm digging. That means the sage seeds are probably not even started to sprout. That kind of makes me sad. Really wanted some sage. May have to buy some more seeds. These may have been an old packet of seeds that I had. I can't remember. So anyhow, we'll just see what happens. That's all we can do. I should have brought my gloves out here. I was not planning on doing any manual labor today. No hard digging in the ground. This is not hard. I'll just have to dig into my little short fingernails here to get that dirt out. Alright, so why I wanted to dig these rows here, and this is not where I planted the seeds. The seeds are planted on these rows here that I did not just now dig into. I wanted to dig in there a little bit to get the compost smoothie down in there with the seeds. Also, I want to be able to cover up the compost smoothie. Now, this smoothie is not going to be as thick as the one the other day, so I'm not going to say it's not going to be as smelly, because that's probably completely not true. It still may be as smelly because it still includes those Brussels sprouts, right? So digging this like this gives me a way to get it down there closer to the seed level, not on top of the seeds. In this case, it's going to be next to the seeds. The cantaloupes we did put not necessarily right on the seed, but I put the seed in, covered it up, and then came back a couple of days later and then put the smoothie on top of that, and then I'll also put the topsoil soil conditioner on top of that. So this gives me a way to cover it up. Mainly is what I'm looking for, just in case there's some smell to it. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my smoothie mixture here. I need to stir it with this stick. I'll be on the lookout for one of those garden stools. Hobie likes to go to those discount stores. I'll ask him to be on the lookout for that. Ooh, I splashed it on me. It's okay. I'm in my pants, but it's okay if I splash compost smoothie on. My gardening pants. Alright, so I'm going to take the stick, I'm going to lay it down here in this bed, because I'll come to this bed next and dig with that same stick. I'm turning my picture here to where it doesn't all just rush out. It's the part where, you know, you have those pictures where they have kind of the slots in them. I'll bring it closer just in case you don't know what I'm talking about. But you see the slots, so that way it's not all pouring out quite as fast, is the plan at least. So I'm just going to start and hopefully not let it splash too much. And just pour a little in there. I do need to be conservative with it because I have 2 more beds to go to, plus the watermelon bed, plus the little bed right here. You can't see it quite on camera, but it's a little extra pot that has my extra carrot seeds in it. It might need some of this too. too far with it. Okay. Ooh, that was too much. All those carrots are to grow great, huh? Okay. Last row. Okay. All right. So, got about half left, I guess. Down here. And now I want to cover up the green ickies. This doesn't look quite as bad as the other day. I'll bring the camera in so you can see what it does look like. There we go. Coming in. There we go. So not quite as yucky as the other day, right? Put this back. Okay, can we see everything? Pretty much. All right. So now to cover up the green. I don't know, so I don't know where Tilly is right now. She may be in the shop with my husband staying in the air conditioning. Paint show. And it's not bad. Just leave it there. All right, looks like I have it all covered up. Hopefully that will help these carrots and a few little bits of sage that I have planted in there to grow. I know I said earlier I'm so excited about sage, and I am also excited about carrots. Just love them, and they're usually pretty easy to grow. And so hopefully this little compost here, kind of wish I could have put it on top and then put more dirt on top like I did with the cantaloupes, but this will have to do for now. Hopefully it'll help. So I'm gonna go back to these other two beds, do those, and the watermelon patch if I have time for that. I'm sorry, not time, but if I have enough smoothie for that. Since there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places where I planted seeds where the watermelons are, I should be able to give them just a little bit each. And then this extra pot here that has my extra carrots and extra sage in them, I'll put that there. And I think that's it. I don't think I'm going to be out here too much more today. I haven't been here very long today. It's been really hot. And like I said, no manual labor in the garden today. Have to take a break from that for a little bit, but pretty sure that's it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, wouldn't make it this far if it wasn't for you guys watching. So thank you so much. All right, I'm back and I've put all the Alright, I'm back and I've put all the batch of the thinned out smoothie that I had in all the places I said I was going to put it. And then when I was pouring it into the extra pot over here, I noticed a lot of white on top, and those were some of the eggshells that had congregated together, you know, chopped up into very fine pieces because I put them in that smoothie maker thing. I thought, wow, that one sure has a lot of eggshells, but that's okay, nothing I can do about that. There were more eggshells blended in with the others, so I think everybody probably still had their fair share of eggshells. These people just got maybe a little extra, those carrots and those sage seeds. So then what I did is I went to go ahead and put some more water in this. You can't tell hardly on screen, maybe you can a little bit. You can see it's a little green. So I just sort of rinsed the remaining eggshell that was in there, plus some other of the smoothie that I kind of stuck to the side. I'm going to take this and just spread it out over here. Won't really be covering it with anything. This just maybe will give our seeds a little bit of an extra oomph. This time I am going to gently pour it right on top of where I know the seeds are. Okay, there's that one. And then this extra one over here, I probably am going to get just one shovelful of that soil conditioner and put on top of that so we don't have to look at that green nasty and so we don't have that smell. And then after that, I think I'll be done. Alright, so I've put the soil conditioner on top of this extra pot, and that one shovelful also gave me enough to put over the green plotches that I had put in the watermelon bed over there. I just wanted to share something with you guys. If you're wondering, Shelly, why didn't you start your garden earlier than June, like when it's really hot in South Mississippi? I do have a day job. I'm a teacher, or I was a teacher up until this year. I've been teaching since 2005, and about springtime of 2022, so a little over a year ago, I started thinking, this has been fun. I've loved teaching, but I kind of want to try something different. So this past semester, around January, February, somewhere in there, our principal sent out an email saying that there was a test coordinating position coming up. And so I was like, yeah, I'm interested. And I got the job. That's awesome. I'm really excited about it. I'll miss classroom teaching, but I think I'm going to enjoy this new challenge. So over the summer, there are a few days that I'll have to go in and not be in the garden. It's also just really hot, and some days I just don't want to be in the garden when it's really hot. And today we're gonna have to start getting cleaned up here because we have to meet some buddies for dinner out. But I'll give you guys one last little round shot of the garden where it stands today, so we can be looking at the differences as we go forward. Still need to do my herb garden. That'll be next week, maybe Monday or Tuesday. Probably Tuesday before I can get in there and do that one. All right, we got our 2 new beds over there, our newest beds. We have our cantaloupe bed there that's doing great, already growing some little cantaloupe sprouts there. And we have our tomatoes and our bell peppers. And of course right here we have our carrots and sage, which will hopefully do something for us. So that is it for today. I know it was short, but thank you so much for joining me.